From Columbia, South Carolina to Youngstown, Ohio. From Port Arthur, Texas to Slick Poo, Idaho. Let's ride. We want to ride shotgun with you for the next hour, talking trucking with Dean and Doty, Christian and Kumar. What's going on, everybody?
How's it going?
Hello.
Another day.
What's up?
Episode, what are we on, 64?
We lost count.
65.
Yeah, who's counting?
What is it, Kumar?
65. I think 65, yeah.
Welcome to episode 65. Today on the show, as always, Christian Sneed from Roanoke, Virginia.
You.
How's it going, Christian?
Doing great. I don't know how you start off the show with that kind of city name. Expect it not to get out of control right from the start.
In my defense, Ian came up with that. I actually had Sand Point, Idaho, and then he came up with Slick Poo. It was fascinating. I made him show me on a map that it was real.
Yeah, I didn't believe it was real either.
I've been looking all day.
Yeah.
He took you to the bathroom.
That's right.
It's real.
So you can see Ian's on screen. Mike Doty is back at the dentist, and he is actually in the chair. I tried to get him to take his son with him to do a live so we could see him in the chair, but that was a no-go.
So wait, so he's not going to see this until Friday?
That is correct.
You guys want? I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm going down to Florida tomorrow to Tampa, which is 30 miles from the shop. I should stop in and just completely should I just try to steal something and see what they say?
Wear your
just like when the
Santa
sun says, I'm like, this one's on the house, and just like walk out and get tased.
Yeah, wear your Santa suit. And
I have it. I have that here at work.
It's Christmas in July.
Hang on, what's that?
It's Christmas in July. He can get away with that. He'll never know.
Have somebody video from around the shelf.
Prank him, man.
Yeah, we got to do this.
Oh,
There
here
you
it
go.
comes.
That would be epic.
Here
Hey,
it is, right here.
You
had
got to
that
get
very
this on
handy.
film. Who's going with you?
So my wife, my beautiful bride, is going with me. So she'd be glad to videotape.
And we
Yeah,
could
she
put
could
this on
hide
the show
behind the
next week.
shelves and everything and just kind of videotape you from the background while you're getting your ass kicked.
And so
Well,
here's
it's
the-
going to be an even fight. I'm sorry. I'm going
Yeah.
to step up. I've seen his kids.
Yeah.
They might be able to fish, but
Yeah,
Here's the deal,
Doty
Christian.
and his kids all jumping your ass.
So here's the deal. Mike has an office in the back, so he probably won't see you. He'll be working tomorrow. So he'll be in the back, and it'll be his two sons up front.
yeah.
So go in and actually do what that one guy did. Like just ask him get him to turn around and then take something so it's on camera. And then we'll have him pull that.
Next thing you know, he's getting his ass kicked.
Or give him a hard time and say, hey, I need to see the manager.
Way to go.
I saw you guys on YouTube. You were giving these away for free.
Yeah, there you go.
Pepper spray.
That's great.
Okay. I'll make a
Fish
pit stop in
Stalkers.
there
Yeah,
tomorrow.
it's in
Yep.
Tarpon Springs.
Yes. Yeah.
Stocking his fish.
And if you need the address, if you can't find it, I'll get you the address. Just
I have
text me.
Google, Russ.
Okay.
That's what I have, Google. So, but yeah, I'll stop there tomorrow. That'll be hilarious. And he won't know because he's not on the show.
Yeah, he won't know till Friday when the show comes out. So, well, he'll know tomorrow when you walk in.
Yeah, that's right. Unless Santa Claus gets shot dead with 4 rounds.
Yeah.
We're going to hear Florida man dressed as Santa Claus attempts to rob bait shops.
Who happens to be a
Yeah.
co-host of his show, just randomly walks in
Yeah.
and starts stealing goods.
Yeah.
You're definitely going to go on probation.
Hey, if he shoots me, I just want to make sure he reads it. I want to see if there's any remorse when he reads the Florida news. His son shot me dead.
And also with us, as always, on screen for the not first time, but he's not always on screen, Ian Dunlap on the news sitting. He is with us from jail.
Hello. Things happen.
What happened? What'd you do? Buy a gun without a permit?
Yeah. So remember all these talks about operations managers stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars?
There he is.
Yeah, you stole $40 and got caught.
Yeah, I got rid.
He
I got rid
stole
of 40.
He
Well,
stole
not for very long.
$40 from the St. Christopher's. So we put him in jail.
Which
Get
one?
the pocket change from y'all's lunch trip.
Yeah. And Joel Howe on the news. I'm sorry, on Joel Howe on Wide World Sports. And Kumar from an undisclosed location on his second week of vacation.
I think we disclosed it last week.
Kumar took
Well,
his 2
no,
weeks
I
vacation
went somewhere
back
else.
to back.
Oh, we can play
He
that
went
game
somewhere
again?
else.
Next door.
Yeah, you can't see me. I'm right. Yeah.
Can you do that trick?
Well,
I
like
can
the
see it, but I
Rockies.
want to play that game.
Yeah, we're going to. So if you guys can guess the state that he's in, I don't need a city. You can guess the
This
state
state.
he's in.
Colorado.
we are going to send you a gift. By the way, did you get your Pez dispenser?
No, I didn't get my Pez. I was going to complain about that, but I'm really now. No, man,
Carol
I
sent them, or she said she went to the post office.
Well, you need to check and see if her paycheck gets in the mail on Friday. That's what you need to check.
So, Joel's got sports, Ian's got news. Christian and I will talk about a little bit about fuel, and then we're going to go over a driver. No names, please. Kind of compare to how Ray would drive his truck. And I put all that together, Ray, by the way.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I've got Kevin. Where are you at, Kevin?
I'm actually at home.
Undisclosed location at
On
home.
the
Undisclosed location.
I'm in
On the
Fayetteville,
floaty.
North Carolina.
And then Jim Mackey's at home because his truck's in the shop, hopefully almost done.
Well, I'm not really at home. I'm at mom's.
Mom's, yeah. So
Yeah,
second home.
and they said the truck should be done tomorrow late, if not Friday morning.
Okay.
And he's already trying to book loads.
And then-
Friday morning.
Ray, where are you at?
Asheville, North Carolina.
I'm calling
Let's roll
Carol,
through the
by the way,
gorge.
to see what happened to the Pez dispensers.
God, I was like,
Yeah.
who's
She-
making a call?
Me. She doesn't know. Let's see if she
It'd be great
answers.
if it's in the mailbox and Joy didn't go get it in
Carol.
the mailbox.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Good. I just got some blood work done.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew you were off today for doctor's appointments. By the way, I was just talking to Christian, and he said he did not get his Pez dispensers.
And you're on the air, so don't cuss.
That,
I sent them to the house, not the office.
Oh, they might be waiting
Oh.
for me at home, or my kids
Okay.
ate them, Carol.
Yeah.
well,
Thank you, on the
Was that
good.
you?
what's that?
Was that Christian I hear?
Well, he
It
can hear
was.
you because you are on the show.
Oh.
So
Hi,
say
Carol.
hi to all the viewers out there in Talkin Truckin land.
Hi, Carol.
We like to call her Mother Trucker.
That's it. Nicest lady
Are
in
you
trucking.
kidding me though? He really didn't get it.
Well, I'm
No,
not
he-
home right now, so my kids are probably dispensing it themselves.
He said he's not home right now, so the kids probably took it, but he's going to check tonight when he gets home.
Hey, it may have gotten confiscated like Mark's medication.
We will. Well, thanks for taking a call and making your debut on the show, Carol.
Thanks for the warning.
Okay. We'll see.
Next time I'll be prepared.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Bye. All right.
Thanks for calling.
So, guys, remember our fishing contest. I'm kind of excited because I've been sending pictures to Kumar as they've been texting me, and there's some good pictures already coming in, right, Kumar?
Yeah. Do you guys want to see one of my?
Let's show
and,
one a week.
Okay. Well. Okay. All right.
What did you want to show? One of yours?
Yeah, I was going to show one of mine. I
Go
got a
ahead.
big one.
We can show one a week, so you show yours this week.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Catch it cold.
Here it is.
There it is.
Kumar's.
That's a big crawdad.
Leave it up there for a second. So is that a crab or a
That's a
crawdad?
crawdad.
Crawdad.
Okay.
Yeah, really tough to reel in. Let me tell you.
Okay. So, but what's cool about this, it isn't about the size of the fish or the whatever you catch, the scenery. And I like the picture. Like you can see the reflection of the sky. It's at almost nighttime on
Yeah,
the
the
water.
background
That's pretty
is
cool.
nice.
It's really cool.
I just wish
Was your rod
the,
tip bent like at a 90-degree angle?
Oh yeah, yeah. I had to completely repair it.
He strapped himself in the seat when he reeled that one in.
Yep.
He even fired up the engine and put it in reverse, huh?
Yeah. Oh,
His rod was smoking.
His
So
mom
what's
was
the-
driving the boat
Put
the other
two
way.
barrels
Straight.
on him.
Yeah, his drag was set to high.
Took 2 hours to reel that in.
2 hours. So
Hey, what's the email for submission while we're here so people can?
Well, you
submit?
can either just text them to Kumar or you can email it to Kumar or
Talkin
Oh,
Truckin
Truckin.
Talkin Truckin at gmail.com. I made a new one.
Talkin Truckin, no G's, TalkinTruckin at gmail.com.
Yep.
And that's how you get them in. Or if you know us or you're a Metal Lark driver, you can text them to Christian, text them to Ian, myself, Joel, or
Send
Kumar.
them in on social media, whatever.
Yeah. Or any of the drivers are highwaymen that are on the show. Ray, Kevin, Nate, and Jim Mackey.
That's a good song.
The highwaymen.
It's a good movie.
Officially starting off the St. Jude's charity drive that runs now till Christmas.
Are we sure this is the right St.
You're
Jude?
correct.
It is.
Okay.
I'm going to make sure.
Wow.
Anyway,
I thought we were going to fly over that.
Saint somebody.
Yeah. So we'll be doing the St. Jude. So the money we collect for questions with Kumar starting today. Kumar, make sure you write it down, and it'll be going to St. Jude's right before Christmas. And then talking trucking questions with Kumar. We'll do that today. Like I said, to start it off, Wide World Sports with Joel. And then, me and Christian will get into a couple things about fuel with the drivers.
And we need a topic for the contest for that ammo can still, don't we? Like for the question?
We do. And I haven't really been pressing you guys to come up with something yet because it hasn't come in yet. The other one that they were supposed to send.
Well, we might be getting several then if that hasn't come in yet. Here I am blaming Carol and yours.
That was one big.
I was thinking, why don't we have the question is whoever's closest without going over the total estimated mileage of all of the highwaymen safe driving.
So what do you mean by their mileage?
Like their combined safe driving mileage for the lifetime,
$1
Mackey's
mile per hour. That's mine.
No, not mile per hour. I meant how many total miles.
I mean, like one,
that they have driven.
1 mile. 1 mile.
Oh, without going over that safe.
What about lucky miles driven?
You get it. So we'd add up all their mileage of safe driving together.
Okay,
So
it's
not a bad idea.
driving miles, not lucky miles driven.
what we're talking about, guys, is we got another ammo can coming. This thing is about 50 pounds. I don't know why it's so heavy, but this is a really nice poker set. You know why? Because these chips are heavy. And
Russ, I bought you something nice
made out of metal.
C4.
Well, that is dope.
this is the weight right here. But anyway, so as soon as this other one comes in, I've been waiting. We'll have a contest and we'll give this away.
Then we'll have a game.
This one's mine. Christian sent it to me, but long story short, it didn't come here. They end up sending another one. And so we have two. So that's why we're going to give that away.
Just want to put it out there. We have a storm warning for us. So
I saw that. It's going to pass by.
Remember what happened last time?
How much snow we got?
Oh, yeah.
Also, Johnny 5 is with us today. I forgot to mention him.
Nice.
Yeah, way to go, Russ.
Johnny, where are you at?
I am in Santa Rosa, New Mexico.
Oh, okay. Is it hot?
96 degrees on the dashboard.
Okay.
That's pretty cool for there.
Yeah.
Ooh, for a jarhead.
73 degrees over here. I'm actually happy about that.
Where are you at, Ray?
I'm in Asheville, North Carolina.
Oh, you're in the mountains. That's nice.
Yeah, it just rained. It just rained too. That's why it's so cool.
Yeah. So anyway, Ian, let's get into some trucking news.
Okay.
Let's see if I can do this.
Drum roll.
Oh, first, I would like to go over this day in history.
This day in history.
And we are going to use today, we are recording on July, oh, no, it's actually tomorrow, July 14th, sorry. 1983, Mario Bros. Is released in Japan.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mario Brothers.
Donkey Kong.
Big fan.
So you
I'm a
mean
big
for
fan.
was on the Nintendo then, right? At that time?
Yeah, just, what was it?
I think it was Nintendo.
The NES.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
Or no. Yeah, the NES.
Okay. That's Nintendo.
Nintendo
Yeah.
Entertainment.
Nintendo.
It's
Just,
just-
just like the very first one. Yeah.
Japan.
Okay. I'm not a gamer, but I did play
You're close enough.
the Kung Fu game on Nintendo was great. Wasn't that? Yeah, that was on Nintendo.
Contra, dude, that was pretty good.
Nope. I got the wrong screen I shared. Bear with me, everybody. I'm so sorry. All right, this is my worst day ever at this. All right.
Yeah.
Now, to protest the new law out in California, or that they're trying to push through, or no, it's already been decided. You just got until September. AB5. Some truckers over at the port of LA blocked a little bit of traffic over there. This was supposed to be a lot more places than just there. There were supposed to be a lot more people doing this, but they did shut down a little bit of traffic, and people were not happy. But this is because of AB5, not anything that the port was doing. It just happened to be a bunch of port workers.
Well, I'm sorry for the people that weren't happy, the pedestrians, but good for them.
Yes.
Because this is the dumbest thing that I've ever seen, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that Mark Chavez's truck in that crowd?
That is.
Right there. Over, this was an NPR article that was sent to me
Yes.
by Christian. Thank you very much.
Sure.
It's something I saw a couple weeks ago and I just forgot to add it in. I don't know how I missed it, but yeah, the Supreme Court decided that EPA doesn't have any authority to do anything with emissions or anything like that. So I find that really surprising with how much overreach they've been trying to do lately. This is one thing that they cut back on. I was surprised.
So,
Are you talking about the Supreme Court or?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, no, just government.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes. No, so Supreme Court's been cutting a lot of things.
Christian brought up a good point earlier today about this.
Yeah.
So the Supreme Court restricts the EPA's authority to mandate carbon emissions reductions. So Christian, what you mentioned to me on the phone, let's talk about that.
So basically, Roberts, I believe he's the one that reported on this initially for the Supreme Court, was basically saying that it's a congressional decision through legislation and not through just an agency that makes things up.
That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of like what the ATF does as well.
But think about,
let's think about
that Christian's going to make.
So that would say that if you have a truck that's currently out there right now and you are running a deleted or a modified DPF or DF, exhaust system aftermarket, after treatment system, is that you're legal right now by the definition of the law, because the Supreme Court says that they do not have the right to go ahead and put those restrictions and limitations on your truck.
So
my question would be, is that just federal or I mean, states can still make their own decisions. So places like
that would
California,
go back to the state. But it would also be up to the laws within the state. And the states did not write those laws.
That's what I was going to say.
Federal government did.
Correct. Yeah.
Even in California.
California, that's not a state. That's a communist country.
Oh.
No offense to anybody that might listen through your CB radio. So the government doesn't pick this
if
up.
California still has their own laws about it, then that's still in effect. Yeah.
So therefore, most of these mandates. Let me see if I understand this correctly. That most of these mandates were given to the truck maker.
We're losing you.
I'm buying you a Verizon
because it's all the way across the board: trucks, cars. Big.
Well,
it's AT&T.
Yeah. Well,
never mind. I'll refrain from asking you. Yeah.
So here's the thing, Ray. If you have, and I'm not saying anyone here does or anything, but if you're a driver out there anywhere that has a deleted truck, and you thought it was illegal to modify the DPF system. According to the Supreme Court, the EPA cannot make that. That's not their decision. So, like Christian said, technically, according to this, you are legal. It sounds to me like
federally.
Federally.
Yes. And
now it falls
can you
back
hear me
to the
right
state.
now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm sorry. My question is what about the mandates that are given to the people making the trucks? That's my question. I
think that's part of this.
So Absolutely. They're gonna.
Well, it's mandated.
But do you really think that they're gonna stop making them like this?
No, not a chance. No, I think what we're going to find out is we're going to find that there are different colored states that are going to implement different policies for it. I mean, so you do have some states, and like New Jersey, I lived in, you had emissions test every time you went ahead and got your inspection. They shoved it in the tailpipe. They shoved it in the tailpipe, and then they end up, reading what the emissions were. So. Mm-hmm. I think when you have a pass or fail emissions test inside your state, you're going to run into the same problem. But at least it provides it to get back to state law. So this way, you're just not an open ticket that if you have a deleted issue and a DOT guy stops you, it's based on the jurisdiction of the state, not federal government. So
one thing I'm
not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
It just the whole point is that the EPA came around swinging a big stick, and in fact, when you look at the Supreme Court looked at it, and they didn't have a right to, right, Christian?
Yes, and I'd like my money back on the Max Force engine, which was a product of that. That engine is in my eyes, it was a great design. It's the after treatment that was the problem. If anybody has ever had a Max Force and they've had it deleted and they like the miles per gallon and how many miles they had to put on the truck, and we've got one sitting out in our yard, it's a 1,000,000-mile truck without issues. But with that super kit for the government environmental kit on the side of it, it really did. It created all sorts of issues. I'm not saying it's a great engine because of the high pressure fuel pump and a lot of the other things that were on it. But what I'm saying is that, we started messing with the market long before we had the the understanding what the long-term repercussions were. And we continue to change it today.
Yeah.
One thing I could see happening with this was with the state-by-state basis is if they don't like what the manufacturer is putting out there with how much carbon or whatnot, we might see certain trucks not being allowed to be sold in certain states. That's one thing I could see happening. But that won't make
or
too much of an
manufacturers,
issue.
right?
Yeah.
Or manufacturers.
Or manufacturing might leave altogether. Oh wow!
My thought on all this is that when the vehicle comes out with this on the vehicle functioning properly, like the EPA says you're supposed to have, now you go into a state that will say, hey, that's supposed to be on that vehicle and functioning properly. So now this state's going to say you're in trouble. But then the other state's going to say, well, we don't really care. Let's just stick the tube in the exhaust and see what it reads. Yeah. It's just going to be total chaos out there.
It is.
And there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of trucks getting in trouble in states that, like New Jersey, like you just brought up, or we'll say New York. But then, of course, you can drive all over the place you want to in Texas, Florida, Oklahoma, Iowa, whatever, and no problems. But then all of a sudden you go into one of these other states and then they're just going to raise all kinds of hell with you.
And I'm not against it from an environmental standpoint. I'm not this giant Green Deal guy, but I do believe that we do need to take care of the planet we've been given. I mean, we measure everything else. We measure, chlorofluoride, fluorocarbon, mercury, benzenes. I mean, we measure most everything that travels on the road. It usually has a placard to it on what we're carrying if it's in a great commodity, but I don't feel it's bad. I feel like this is a really common sense issue. We just can't create agencies to overburden people for taxation and profit and pollution.
Well, and that's where I'm at with you. I'm all for, saving the planet and everything too. But when you put these blanket regulations on a big industry like the trucking industry, and then you don't have manufacturers these systems have just starting to where they're working better, you know, and that's where I have a problem with it. But
yeah, and not only that, we're already the most regulated industry on the planet. So, we're already in that position. And trucks have come a long way. All in all,
they have, especially with
we've
the
come a long way. Especially you. I don't know how long you guys have been driving, but way back in the day, if you used to park at a truck stop, it was smoky. The whole truck stop was smoky. That diesel exhaust was all over the place. And right now you can go walking around the truck stop after you've driven all day and take a walk, and it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Trucks have they don't give out that much smoke. Even trucks that possibly deleted. I mean, how can you tell that they're even deleted? They don't even smoke.
Or here's an idea: what about cutting drivers a break, since it's federally, the federal government's telling you, hey, you gotta. Which I agree, we do need to take care of our planet, but maybe give them some tax incentives that because they're the ones that are footing the bill when these systems break down. And they're not cheap. So maybe give the driver, the owner operator, or the company, if it's a company owned truck, maybe give them some incentives on their taxes to help offset their cost.
So Ray, do you have an after treatment on your system that requires DEF? That requires DEF?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And how much DEF do you go through dollars and cents wise a week?
I'm sorry?
How much money do you spend on DEF each week?
Too much. Well, shoot. I don't know. I don't have an answer to that.
So you figure let's call it $60 to $80 on average, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So there's a couple $1,000s out of your pocket versus somebody else. Now I'm not saying it's going to equate to any better or worse fuel mileage, but let's say both you guys are running at 6.2 miles a gallon. Well, you've got a several $1,000 hurdle every year that a non-emission truck doesn't.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Maybe give us a tax break for these guys,
concessions,
these owner operators. Yeah. And that's just the extra expense of adding fuel to make the fire to do it.
Yeah.
But what about when it breaks and you got a $5,000 bill? Or it's, give the driver some tax breaks on that stuff if you're going to force them to do this. That's a good idea.
Yeah, 0.2 of a gallon during regions. I mean, we could get this on a blue line sheet of paper and out to Congress by the end of the night. So you get to write off $10,000 of additional income for your inconvenience.
Yeah. What do you think, Kumar?
Sorry, I'm muted. But I don't really know enough to have an opinion, but I feel like they're definitely choking down on the trucking industry way too much.
Yeah.
And
You're here.
He's got answers now. I remember we used to go to him. He didn't. I like it.
I just feel like there's something new every week. They're like, oh, you can't do this anymore. You can't,
Yeah. Welcome to trucking.
And yeah, it's wild.
I think that they may find a workaround, honestly. I mean, this is something that if the Supreme Court decided or whatever they decided that they didn't have the authority, I believe that they're going to try to fix that and make work around that. So I don't know how long this is going to last. I'm
I
not
think
gonna
by
hold
a
my breath.
train, Ray. Someone buy a train.
It's our building.
Oh, that's the
That's
rain.
rain.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't hear anything on this side, but
So okay, Ian.
Yeah, no,
let's go. That's very
I
interesting.
could also see us getting messy with the whole state by state basis. Yeah,
environmental
like what you
mileage tax. I'm telling you, it's coming. Environmental
and-
mileage tax. Here it comes.
and they might really start cracking down out in California, where if you don't have a death system, maybe you can get away with it in Cali. It might come to the point where they are hooking up to every truck that comes through there at the port of entry.
Well,
So,
if I'm not mistaken, they were supposed to start like the first of the year doing emission checks as you went through the way stations. I remember reading something about that, to where they was going to actually start checking everybody.
Finally, we give COVID credit for something good.
all right, we'll go ahead and move on. Ooh, here is a good one for you guys. This was a little windy spot. I think it was Nebraska. I forget exactly where it was. It was on the other page, but check this out.
Oh wow.
He's doing a great job, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Keeping it shiny side up.
Yeah.
Real heavy.
Yeah, that is nuts. Yep, you look at
Like
your counter
something
steers
from
there.
Tokyo Drift that they left out.
Yeah, I was gonna say I keep hearing the Tokyo Drift music.
It seemed like if he wouldn't have turned like he did, he might have flipped.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Might have got out of that.
He's lucky he didn't hit a culvert.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Get
So
out of that.
careful out there.
So
if you run into those stormy,
that looks
windy
like
conditions,
tornado weather. too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
park it.
You can
was
tell
that,
it was really
Nebraska
trying to
or
rip
somewhere?
them off. Wow.
Oh, it doesn't tell me.
Put my snow chains on
hold on.
so I can
Hold
get
on.
traction.
Des Moines.
Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh, it was out in Mallard.
I had a driver years ago that said we'd send him to Des Moines. He was like, "Okay, I'm headed up to Des Moines." Just to crack me up.
Oh, this is another really good.
You know who I'm talking about, Ray? It was Butterbean.
Oh,
Yeah.
Des Moines.
Oh yeah.
check this out.
Oh no,
You make it.
heavy. That's a
Oh,
oversized.
wait till you see
How
the
many
logo.
axles does he have?
Ready, go.
Oh.
no.
Oh, he's got that by a
How
mile.
was he really going there? He isn't going to make it, is he?
Hopefully he
200 miles.
ducked.
He's got it. He's got
Is he
it.
gonna make
Oh,
it?
that's tapered. It's
He's gonna get
tapered.
stuck.
Wow.
Wow. He
Oh.
Look at
He's
that.
good.
So he had to have
Yeah.
a pilot car that knew that he could get through there.
Yeah. Oh
Did
no,
he
I'm sure
deflate his airbags?
a lot of
Right.
preparation went into moving this.
Preparation H.
That's what.
Yeah, that's about right.
I think maybe some KY went on there too.
Wow.
I was gonna say,
Wow.
this is your tube of preparation H, Ray. They'll be delivering it soon.
I like how the guy parked there with his Subaru just to videotape it.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta see this.
Yeah.
Somebody videotape that.
All right. So yeah, talking about me in jail again. Here we go. No. There was someone over in Texas who worked for the Department of Public Safety, and they were giving out basically CDLs for cheap. How much did you guys pay for your guys' CDLs total? You think?
I don't know, 4 or 5 grand.
More now.
Yeah.
A year
of my
life for
My grandfather did myself.
$600 under the table.
Hey. Well, you got a deal because this guy was doing it for $1,000 a pop.
You know how to back.
Yeah.
That's
And,
rip off. That's the rip off.
He's 68.
Hey, wait a minute. I got mine from that guy. What the heck?
He's 68 years old and he's gonna be spending 24 months in prison, and he also has to pay $215,000.
Well, as he should, because you're putting unsafe drivers on.
Oh,
the road.
well,
I'm not
and-
talking about what it costs, but you're not going through training if you're paying a guy.
right.
How many licenses do they think that he issued?
215 fraudulent
Holy
CDLs
cow.
Wow.
Was he giving you a box
Wow.
of popcorn,
Texas.
candy
So
popcorn with it too?
down in San Antonio. Hey.
You get the
Yay.
Cracker Jack box with it. Right?
Yeah.
We got a fake D&B.
You get a bag of HEB tortillas and a CDL.
Bring them on. All right.
Yeah.
Out in
Starting to
Minnesota,
crave
there
them.
was a car had crashed with a semi truck, and they figured out by looking at some forensics with electronics that the girl was streaming audio from Stranger Things going down the road. So she was watching it while streaming it through her phone through her car, and she ended up getting in a crash with a semi truck.
Wow.
Turns out
Was she
she's
watching? Was you watching Gatton sing the Neverending Story, or what?
No, it was the new season of Stranger Things.
Oh man. Well, I don't blame her. I mean, it's a good
I've
season.
hered it's good. I've heard it's really
Very
good.
Very
distracting.
good
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he's
not
actually a good
while
singer.
Yeah,
Then.
not
No.
while you're in the vehicle. I'm not sure
Not
why
while
we even
you're
have this discussion go this way.
drafting
It's
a
a great show,
semi-truck.
guys. I can see why
Yeah.
she wanted to drive it.
Yeah, the weird looking kid's a good singer, man.
And you know, the officer's
yeah.
like, I've never seen a Stranger Thing. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
There was a picture.
she walked away though. Everybody walked away.
Yeah. She ended up being I think she had went to the hospital just for minor injuries, but they were like, hey, this was
At least it wasn't Final
This had-
Destination.
I will tell you,
Bluetooth audio of Stranger Things. Can you tell us about that? She's like, yeah.
I drive
God.
differently now that people have mobile phones and texting and driving is, a bad thing going on. I really hang if I'm, to the white line, and I'm very cautious of people coming at me because I can't tell you how many times, and I'm not talking about when I was over the road, but just in my personal car, personal truck, whatever, people, coming left to center, and you see them go by and they're texting, and it just makes me sick.
Reason I won't get a
Family's right
motorcycle anymore.
Yeah,
They would give you a high
me
five
neither.
as they pass by.
Same.
Well, I was just getting ready to say, riding down the highway or riding down the road on your bike, and you just look over at stoplights or whatever while you're just riding down the highway. You could watch them texting,
Oh yeah.
and it's like, I'm riding a bike. You can't see me half the time anyway, and here you are.
Yeah.
Distracted.
That's what I like about my bike that I ride, Nate, because it's higher up. It's like a tall dirt bike, and I can see into everybody's car. I can see into trucks. I can see into lifted trucks. I can see everyone what they're doing, and it is all over the place.
That won't change your impact. You'll be like a bug on a windshield.
Yeah.
Right. At least
Yeah,
wrap
it-
yourself.
it
At least
just
wrap
tells
yourself on
me
a Prius, man.
I need to always be careful for everybody else.
Yeah.
I can do everything I can to keep myself safe. But
Yeah, and I do the same. I worry about my sons. They're out there driving, and I worry about everybody because it's a big thing. I mean, don't drive distracted. Period.
Mhm.
That's it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, do you guys have in your states? Do they train the new students, the new licenses about the dangers of an 18-wheeler?
I don't know. That's a
I
good
don't-
question.
remember anything when I went through?
I mean, but
Me neither.
yeah,
That was over 10 years.
Yeah.
I was
You know-
spitballing with my son's friend this past weekend, and he just got his license. My son's getting his, and I didn't even think about the fact that my son doesn't know anything about the dangers of 18-wheelers outside of they're big, they make a lot of noise, and they don't stop well, right? The things that we talk about all the time. But as far as the distance to leave between you and them, and when they're approaching railroad tracks, to be careful. I mean, all the things that we have guys deal with on a daily basis, and with four-wheelers. And I was like, man, my own son doesn't know this. I really got to get on top of that. But I asked his friend, I said, CJ's taking the test. He needs to know the science. What about 18-wheelers? He's like, no, they never taught us a thing about it. So I don't know if that was different state to state or not.
yeah, I don't know either. But I will say, I've told my sons that and as a driver, it's you hate it when a car's just on the side of you and they're just hanging there.
Yeah.
Not only for just the safety of if you blow a tire or whatever, but
we hate that too.
yeah. And I've told
your
my
exit,
sons,
your
if
emergency exit. Yeah.
yeah, if they blow a tire, it could bust through your windshield. You don't know, until that happens. And so, I mean, I always tell them, just get around them and get away from them.
Yeah.
One thing that I think that I've noticed, and tell me if this is completely wrong, guys, but I feel like the biggest mistake that four-wheelers have around big trucks is pulling in front of them and thinking that they have enough room in between there, because I see so many of these on like the camera footage that we get where people pull over or you know you're going down the road
They
on
jump
the highway,
in front of you.
they jump in front of you and they have like 2 feet in front of you, and you immediately have to put
that happens
brakes.
all the time. I mean,
I think that's
yeah,
probably the
when
biggest thing that I've noticed. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
hard braking.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, all of my close following situations are basically cars cutting me off.
Yeah.
Sure, Ray.
And well, it's frustrating as a driver when you know you're in the right lane trying to do the right thing, keeping people safe and yourself safe, and then cars jump in front of you and then hit their brakes, and you know how far it takes you to stop, and they just don't even think about it. You run them right over. But
Yeah, one thing I've noticed just out here driving is a lot of these cars will have that, oh, caution, there's a vehicle in your blind spot, you may not see it.
mm-hmm.
I've seen how long it takes before that light actually turns off, and it puts them about 3 feet in front of me. And I'm like, what about if you're passing a semi? You know, you need at least 10 feet, if not a lot more, for sure, to be safe enough in case something happens.
Well, we see it because with the Netrodyne camera system, you know, cars, we see that footage when something goes off and it'll say you're following too closely. And so we only see the footage when, you know, there's an alarm or whatever, however that works. And then we'll get an email of the last 30 seconds. And you can, and it's usually cars jumping in front of, jumping in front of the truck. Ian, what happened? Did you? Oh, he just left in the middle of the news.
He's going to grab some Doritos.
You guys were doing your thing. I had to go take a quick.
He had to go to the cafeteria there.
No, actually, I had to turn down the AC or turn the AC down further because I'm burning up.
Okay,
that's a pretty nice prison you're in.
Okay, so what's next, Ian?
This is a new law over in Pennsylvania. Vehicles will have to clear the snow from the top of their vehicles. This is within 24 hours after a storm, but I'm wondering, is that like for parked cars or if...
Probably for cars on the road driving. That's...
Right. But even then, 24 hours, now you need to take it off immediately.
Dude, how many times do you see a car going down? And now,
with a
maybe not in the South, but I don't know how much snow you guys get in Roanoke, Christian, but we get a lot here, and
not
cars...
much.
They'll rake off enough off their windows, and then they leave like 3 feet of snow on the hood of their car,
birthday cake
going down the highway, and then eventually it all comes off at once and hits the car behind them. Or it's they should do that.
Which goes to our following distance that we talked about. You not only do you have weather conditions, but you also have reaction time delay on.
Yeah, we get about 6 inches every decade.
Yeah. What I'm thinking though is, what about trucks?
Top of the trailers.
Are you guys climbing up there in the middle of winter?
Nope.
How could you?
Exactly.
Just throw some salt up there. You'll be fine.
Joel and I talked about that.
And there is not enough truck stops that have those,
I've
never
seen
snow
a
bars
truck
that they have
stop
up there. I don't know if you guys have seen many of those.
Yeah.
There's not enough of them that have that.
Sweepers.
Mm-hmm.
But
I didn't know
never seen a truck stop that actually has.
But
on that note, hold on.
Yeah.
So keep this in mind, drivers, in the winter. If let's say you're in a drive-in and normally you can haul 45,000 pounds, but then you are in a snowy area and you've got snowpack on the top of your trailer. I've seen this happen every year. I know you have too, Christian. And it's happened to me when I was on the road, and I go across the scale and I got a load that's 44 and or 43.5, and then I go across the scale and I can't scale it. I'm overweight.
Yeah.
And it's because of the snowpack on the top. So
well, not only the top but the bottom too.
Oh, you can get ice build up down there. Yeah, absolutely. But why this is being done, what this law is called Christine's Law, and this is because in 2005, this Christine Lambert was killed when a box truck was going down the road in front of her, and a big piece of ice came off of there and ended up killing her.
Wow.
So just something to think about.
That is a problem on the top of trucks, on the trailers. Yeah.
Yes,
no doubt.
but it's not something that is easily
I don't
easily fixed by the truckers, and that's who they're going to end up pinning this on. This is something that it's an infrastructure thing. you have to build truck stops to have these devices if you want it cleared. I mean, unless you want to put a ladder on the side of every trailer, you know.
Let's just remove all the DPF systems, have global warming take care of it in 10 years. Problem solved.
Well, then we'll have another ice age and it'll be even worse.
See, the way I look at that is if you start putting those up at truck stops, that's just one more thing for the truck stop to charge you for.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that too. So, yeah. And then last thing I got, diesel prices dropped by a dime this last week in the national average. So we're slowly moving in the right direction. It's not quite enough.
Yeah, we're only short by about, another 45 dimes.
It goes up real quick and then it takes forever to fall back down.
Yeah.
So,
well, we're going to go over that in a little bit here, Ian.
All right. Well, then
I got some fuel prices.
Regular gasoline too. Regular gasoline's going down too.
Yeah, gasoline's gone down a little bit more than diesel.
Yeah, because we're going into recession. That's why.
Yeah, no one's going to go on vacation. No one's going to go
except for
anywhere.
Kumar. Kumar's on vacation again.
Yeah, when he walked away, it was the coolest thing. I hope we see it when he comes back. Did you guys see it? It looked like he was just walking through the mountains.
Yes. I saw that the first time he walked out. He ran away, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
So,
it didn't, usually the green screen drops you after a couple.
Yeah,
feet.
Yeah.
Throughout the show, guys, if you want to take a stab at where Kumar's at on his second week of vacation, his undisclosed.
Oh, I saw some blinds.
He looks like a giant
You know what?
in the mountains.
That might be Wyoming.
Yeah.
That might be Wyoming.
I just.
Hey, Coom,
I'm gonna stay in New Mexico.
Michigan.
Coom, can you stand up from your computer and just walk backwards
Yeah,
about
just
10
walk
feet? I
straight
want to
back.
see this again. Just walk straight back.
Yeah. Teach them the
There you go. That's great.
That's great.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep going. Just walk away from us. That tells
What
me
is
the
he-
room's only 10
Do the
seconds.
What is
elevator
he,
thing,
Nephilim
the
or something?
the escalator thing.
What, Ray?
I said, what is he? Nephilim?
Oh, man. I didn't hear you, Ray. What'd you say?
That'd be
I
better
say
suited
I say he looks like Nephilim.
Nephilim.
if Ian could do that, he'd be onto something. Right?
So, yeah, we don't know where the background is, and Kumar is still on vacation in Michigan. We were just messing around with the undisclosed location.
All right.
But
What state is that?
that's got to be, I would say Wyoming, because there's no
It's
trees.
either Wyoming,
It could be
or
Utah, though.
Colorado,
Utah. Could be Utah. There's a lot of
Idaho,
no.
Nope.
Does it tell you on your background where it's at,
Montana.
Kumar?
Oh, I took this picture, so
Oh, you did.
Oh,
So
that's out in
everybody-
California. That's out in the Badlands.
Okay, so everybody gets a guess. If you
nailed it.
Oh, you did.
no, you didn't.
'Cause
You didn't nail it.
Oh, damn it. All right, then it's Nevada.
You can't keep guessing.
Well,
give-
he's only been to 2 states out there. It's
Austin,
either
where do you
California or
think he's
Nevada.
at, Austin? Or where he took that picture?
Oh.
He can't see the screen.
Look over on my screen.
Anyway, you guys want to guess throughout the show, you can. And yeah. So Joel, we've skipped a little sports because it's been slow in the sporting
I'm
news.
going to say New Mexico.
New Mexico. Okay.
All right. Yeah, they do still have sports in the summer. A little bit.
A little bit.
You
Want to tell us about that?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what's
I'll be right
up,
back.
gentlemen and Russ?
Drivers.
It's me, Joel Howe, and it's time to do some sports. Here we are in July, slow time of the year for it. But
preseason football next month.
going back to last week, Russ, congratulations. USFL Championship, Birmingham 33, Philly 30. That was 2 weeks ago here in Canton. Congratulations to them, 23,000 people, a record. Raiders first up in the NFL. Raiders first up for camp on July 20th. And NFL Hall of Fame class coming up here in Canton August 6th. That's Tony Baselli, Leroy Butler, Sam Mills, shut up phone, Richard Seymour, Bryant Young, Cliff Branch, Art McNally, and Dick Vermeil. Congratulations to this 2022 class. And moving on, Major League Baseball, American League East, New York Yankees on a losing streak, but still holding strong. Best record in the Big, 61-26, currently in the Central. Minnesota, 48-41. Out west, Houston at 57-29. Over the National League East, New York Mets holding on a game and a half over Atlanta Braves, right on their heels. In the Central, Milwaukee 49-39. Out west, LA Dodgers, best in the National League, 56-30. All-Star game is Tuesday, July 19th from LA. Monday, home run derby. The
home run derby is Monday?
Yeah.
And the All-Star game?
Okay. Yes. Monday, who's my man here? Pete Alonso is going for his third consecutive title. Will be the first ever to do that if he succeeds.
Three Pete.
Yeah.
Triple crown.
Yep. They're playing the Braves right now for the first and second spot.
That's cool.
Last year for the break.
So you think he's going to get it, Joel?
He's got definitely a good shot at it. I mean,
what about you, Christian? Think he can three-peat it?
No.
You want to bet? Let's bet Mike Doty's money for the St. Jude's. We'll start.
I'm always up to bet Doty's money.
So I'll say he does it, and if I lose, Mike Doty has to put in $25 to the St. Jude's.
Might as well say 50 at St. Jude's.
Okay, let's go
for
50.
the kids.
Yeah, he's got time. He can save. And then you guys both said no. So what do you say, Joel?
I think he will.
Okay, I'm with he will. So me and Joel says he will.
Well, I mean, maybe I'll change sides. I tend to agree with Joel more often. He wins a lot.
Here's what I was going to say. If we lose, then Mike Doty pays 50 to St. Jude's, and that's if he doesn't do it. If he does do it and you lose, Mike Doty pays to the St. Jude's. I like it.
Heads I win, tails you lose. Yep, I'm game. Let's do it.
Okay, so Mike Doty, when you're listening, $50 either way to the St. Jude's.
I want to see the reaction to that Santa Claus.
Oh, I know, that's going to be great.
All right, and that's football and baseball. Moving over to NASCAR this weekend.
Yes.
17.
NASCAR.
New Hampshire is all I got for that so far. The top 5 spots, nothing's changed. At number 5, Denny Hamlin, FedEx Gibbs Racing. Number 11, Toyota. Number 4, William Byron. The number 24, Chevy Hendricks Motorsports. Number 3, Joey Logano, the 22 Ford Penske. That's for Shell Pennzoil. Number 2, Ross Chastain. At number 1, Chevy for Trackhouse Racing. And number 1 is still Chase Elliott. Number 9, Chevy at Hendricks Motorsports. All right, talk a little golf now. I was going to catch up last week. Let's just catch up with that. And Russ, if you want to weigh in, PGA top 5 in the standings currently is number 5, Xander Schauffele. Number 4 is Patrick Cantlay. Number 3, John Rahm. Number 2, Rory McIlroy. And at number 1, Scotty Scheffler. Last week they had the event in Scotland. I didn't get it this week for the PGA. I want to talk a little LIV, or formerly the Saudi Golf League. LIV is Roman numeral 54. Theoretically, 72 rounds of golf. If you birdie each hole, it's a 54. That's pretty good.
Oh, okay.
If you
That's
can do
probably
that.
came up with the name.
Well, that and the PGA plays 4 rounds. The LIV plays 3 rounds. What it is, there's 8 total events, 7 individual, 1 team. The pros are not bound to a full schedule. They're paid on a pay-per-view basis. It's a $225 million purse over 8 events.
Wow.
The first 7 events take place. It's a 4-month season. As I stated, the 8th will be a team championship game in Miami. Let's see, they've already had England, I forget, somewhere else in the USA. They got 4 more events in the US and 2 more overseas.
Is this the Saudi one?
Yeah, so they get the purse per event is $220.
No. The entire season is worth that, and then they split that up over 48. It's a nice chunk.
But also, these guys got big bonus money to join too, right? Like 200 and some million.
Yeah,
they're throwing huge change at them.
But now they're trying to like put sanctions or punish them for. They're trying to take away their past achievements. I was going to talk about that more.
Yeah,
but that's all. They came up with that this week.
That whole thing, I thought the entire thing was going to be in Saudi Arabia. I'm like, how are they going to play golf there? There's not a single blade of grass.
No, it's all over the world.
Bring your sand wedge.
You have one big sand trap, you know.
Yeah. Well, so the first 7 matches are just their stroke. Their stroke turnout on 54 holes. There's 3 rounds, no outs. The teams there's 12 teams with 4 golfers and a captain on each team. The captain will select the 3 other teammates in a snake draft format each week as the player pool changes, event to event. They'll have logos, colors, names, all that stuff.
I mean, I'm curious to watch some of it. I haven't watched any. I don't know if it's even been on. I mean, I do watch some PGA golf when I get a chance.
They're pretty heated. They're going this week back and forth with, kind of treat them like you cross the picket line at a union kind of thing.
They're not happy. PGA's not happy about it.
Yeah, they're coming up with ways to punish them. So
yeah, that usually works well instead of just paying them more money.
Yeah.
Nope, just
Stay tuned.
Yeah, that's July sports.
All right,
kind of slow. Football next month.
Let's get into questions with Kumar, and then Christian and I'll take it out with Ray.
Kumar, you're in South Dakota. That picture's from South Dakota.
Nope.
Google Photos tells me that's where it's at. I took a picture of it on the screen and used the Google Photos.
It's a notable point though. And
Kevin or Ray, do you have any idea?
Not 4 corners.
Great Divide.
Nate's made it on, didn't he? Yeah.
I have no idea.
Not Donner's Pass.
It's the lowest point in America.
Death Valley.
Ooh,
Death Valley.
No, yeah.
San Francisco.
I thought I mentioned that earlier.
No, you said the Badlands.
Is that an opium river behind you?
No, this is Death Valley.
Johnny Five, do you have any idea where he's at?
I know just said Death Valley. So that's what I'm going with.
That's what I was going to say.
Drove from Michigan to Death Valley.
Is it Death Valley?
I gave it away too fast. I'm sorry.
Is that where it's at?
Yeah. Death Valley. Yep.
Yeah.
I was able to get Wi-Fi all the way out here. Can you believe that?
Gave it away.
Yeah.
They got a Starbucks in the middle of the desert.
So and if you don't realize it, he's not there. It's just a green screen, but we're just messing around, having a little fun with it since he's still on vacation in Michigan.
Yes.
Okay. So while you're on the mic there, Joel, let's get into some trucking questions with Kumar. I know we missed a couple of weeks. And this one, Christian, who do you want? You want Kumar or you want the drivers? For St. Jude.
Straight trucking questions?
A couple fishing.
He's got a couple fishing in there too. But Kumar's been fishing lately. You saw
Kumar looks like he's well rested. He's got vacation. He's going to be mindful. Just don't let Russ trick you into changing your answer.
Oh no. Yeah. I get it now. I see it.
All right,
now.
cool. All right, you're my man. I'm riding.
Okay,
Let's do it.
And then I'll take the drivers. And we already spent Doty's money on 50 on either way. So me and you'll do this 20.
We're not going to put this on Doty too.
Well, we could. That's 70. We're really nailing him since he's at the dentist.
And I can tell him about it. All about it tomorrow.
Okay. All right. So who's
I'll cover my bet. I'll cover Kumar.
Okay, and then Doty will cover if the drivers lose.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Kumar.
Yeah.
Here we go. What's up, guys?
Trucking questions with Kumar.
All right. Question number 1. The first female driver to get a CDL was Willie McGee Drennan. In what year? Was it A, 1919, B, 1929, C, 1939, or D, 1949?
That's a great question.
What do you think, guys?
That's a bad question.
That is a bad question.
Thank you.
Maybe not.
I think it's a
Very
great
bad
question.
But did she get her CDL or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first
female CDL recipient.
You need to throw that question out. It's not even valid.
Well, I'm running out of questions. I actually asked for help.
1949.
I think it's a great question, Joel, and I appreciate
that. Then it was
I do too.
CDL, it was a chauffeur's license.
Well, that's what he means because it was a chauffeur's license. Chauffeurs or CDL, whatever.
Okay.
1919.
Clarified it, I'll accept it.
Okay. 1919, 1929, 1939, or 1949.
1949.
Kumar says 1949. Drivers, what do you guys say? Ray,
So I missed
Kevin.
the question.
I'll go with 29.
1929. The first female to get a CDL.
Oh.
What year?
Amelia Earhart.
So 19. You say 29. You drivers, you agree with him? Kevin, Nate? Jim?
Yeah, I'll go with it.
Yeah, I'm good with it too.
Got the consensus.
I'm going to go with him, but knowing
Johnny?
the way that Joel writes questions, I think the correct answer is 39, but I will go with 29.
Okay. He's going
And
with
also,
it.
if you think about it, 39 women's rights were a little more higher up. So
Yeah. Makes sense. What was it, Joel? Let's see who's right.
Well, who said 1929?
The drivers.
traded.
All right. Strike one up for the drivers. 1929.
Oh, wow.
Driver.
Good job, Ray.
Drennan got her
Chin up,
CDL.
Kumar. Chin up,
Not
buddy.
sure where
We're
she
gonna
went to
get this.
school,
Let's
but
go.
she got it.
Paid $1,000 for that CD.
Yeah, right. She probably paid that guy.
Yeah. Did she get her Cracker Jack bikes? Or?
Right. Hey, Jim Mackey, by the way, what's the difference between a Volvo owner and a carp?
You can catch your car.
I don't know.
One is a bottom feeding scum sucker. The other one is a fish. Question number 2. Kumar. All right.
That was
All right. Here's a fish question.
a lot.
How heavy was the largest Atlantic blue tuna ever caught?
1939.
600, 1,000, 1,500, 1,900 pounds.
How heavy was the what kind of fish?
It was an Atlantic blue tuna.
1,000.
No, wicked tuna.
1,000. Drivers. What do you think? What
Probably
would the answers be?
1,900 though.
600, 1,000, 1,500, or 1,900 pounds.
Things get big.
What do you say, Kevin? Nate?
I'm going to go with 600.
Ray says 6. Jim Mackey, Kevin, Nate, Johnny 5.
Christian, I hope you ask this question tomorrow
Bring it in, drivers. What do you think?
when you're at the fish stalkers.
I will have to do that.
I'm going to go for the gusto and say 19.
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought it would be way heavier.
Okay. Thought it'd be heavier than 19.
I'll go
No,
with
I
19
thought-
since we got to be in the same boat. I'll go with him.
Yeah, I
Thanks,
think
Ray.
Kevin's way too low.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. What is it, Joel? The question is 1,500 pounds.
That's it. The
Okay.
closest without going over. That's
Wicked
Kumar.
Wait, what?
1-1.
1,500? Was that a
1,500
that was an option?
pounds.
What he said 1,000.
Yeah, but it's the closest
600,
without going
1,000,
over.
15, or
Closest without going
No,
over.
we're not
that-
playing that game.
Are you serious?
Nice try.
We're trying to
Steve.
cheat, Christian.
Did you even know that was an option, Kumar?
1,500? I must not have heard it. Oh, well.
Still one.
I would
nothing.
have
Let's
gone with that
answer
one.
C.
Well, at least they didn't get it. You have a fighting chance now. Now step up your game.
Mhm. I'm listening.
You hear me?
Crack that whip.
Question number
I could really
3.
use a Pez right now.
In the owner-operator fleet, which type of truck is the most popular as far as sales since 2006? Was it A, Freightliner, B, Volvo, C, KW, or D, Pete?
Owner operator fleet. So these are drivers that are buying their own trucks, most likely.
Number one truck in
Freightliner?
America is the Ford F-150. That's all I know.
Gosh darn right.
What do you think? Since
Volvo,
2006.
Freight
truck
Shaker.
sales.
Freight Shaker, Volvo, Pete, or Kenworth.
Freightliner.
He says Freightliner. Drivers.
Oh, man.
Owner
That's a good one,
operator's choice of what they are buying, the most popular truck that owner operators
I'd
are
have
buying.
to say
2006.
Kenworth.
Is it by value or by percentage?
He didn't.
That's sales.
Sales. Okay.
Sales.
Revenue.
Yeah.
So Nate says KWs. Jim Mackey, you want to weigh in? Johnny 5, you guys got an opinion?
But it has
There's
to
an
be KW or Peterbilt.
Yeah,
But I
there's,
don't know which one it'd be. So I'll go
there's an
with
awful lot of Volvos out there, too.
There is.
Yeah.
I still lean towards the KW or Peterbilt. So I don't know which of those two
That's
you guys
but I
want.
don't know
Backing
which
Kumar
one.
up.
So
I'm going to go ahead and jump on the Kenworth bandwagon.
So 2 on the Kenworth, 3.
yeah, I'll go with
Okay.
Kenworth too.
We're going.
Yeah.
The guys are going. Drivers are going Kenworth. Joel.
All right. Survey said it's a Pete.
Ah,
That was my first thought.
Still 1-0 drivers.
I wouldn't have
I know the
Well, since
Pete
they're
is the
made
most
by the
sought
same company,
It
does
is,
still
but
count?
We're talking about the
Yeah.
or the four different ones.
Yeah.
We know.
Here we are
they're all-
just trying to change rules.
Just change your answer.
So still 1-0 drivers.
Right.
Yep.
3
Wow.
questions down already.
Pretty
All
scoreless.
right.
You get a lot of hate on that question.
There's hope.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Nate, what'd the Pirates say when he turned 80?
I have no idea.
All right, matey. So we were talking
Yeah.
about heavy catfish in the Mississippi River, one that was caught. Kumar, how much did it weigh? Was it A, 80 pounds, B, 131 pounds, C, 194 pounds, D, 322 pounds? We're talking about a catfish.
322.
Immediately he says 322.
322 drivers. Mississippi.
194.
Yeah,
194, Johnny 5.
194.
Yeah, 194.
I'm with you guys. You guys are all bringing it. 194.
Man, I've got to go with these number answers more often. I already just
Joel's been
kicking it
clapping
today.
through the whole show tonight.
It's
new.
131.
131.
That's it?
Wow, still 1-0 drivers.
131 pounds.
Wow.
That's
Four
that's
questions.
right.
4 questions down. Drivers still lead
That's
1-0.
Yeah, I appreciate the
That's
reminder.
just that
So-
in what in the Mississippi?
Yeah, Mississippi. River.
He said Mississippi.
Johnny Five.
Crooked Letter River. Yep.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the one-legged waitress?
Does she work at IHOP?
She does. All right.
Was her name Peg?
Oh, it's Eileen.
Question number 5.
What do you call the nicest lady in the world with a mattress on her back? Inside joke.
All right, last one. Here we go. Or did we win already? All right. The trucking industry accounts for what percent of fuel purchased in the United States? Is it A,
All of it?
percent, B, 20, C, 7, or D, 50%?
20.
Kumar says 20% of the fuel. So what were the answers again?
13, 20, 7, or 50.
Drivers. What percentage of fuel would the trucking industry account for?
Fuel purchased.
Let's see.
50%. What were the other answers?
13, 27, or 50.
I'll go with 50.
What do you say,
Yeah.
Jim? Johnny?
Yeah.
50? I agree.
50.
It's got to be. Kumar's way off on this one.
They either
Really?
are wrong or we're all way off.
I'll go with you.
What is it?
13.
I was just getting ready
Really?
to say, I think
I
we were all
was
way
thinking
off.
I'm
that
closest.
myself, but
I'm closest. I win.
Game of
So we got
darts.
one
It's a
Hey,
game of
no,
darts.
quit cheating.
No, he didn't. He said
You got 2 right.
he said 20%. He's got nothing right.
Over 5. Oh, there you go.
It's not. This isn't like
Grading on the curb.
this isn't like a grenade where the closest one to it.
I don't think you win there either, Russ. I think when the grenade goes off, you're like, I definitely lost.
Right?
Well, if you're thinking,
It's not
you probably
it's
won.
not horseshoes.
Guy who's
You get
farthest
1
away
point
wins
because
that
you're
one.
And it's
A
not
length of it.
cornhole either.
right.
All right. Well, that,
So it's 1-0. That was 5 questions, right, Joel?
yeah. That about wraps it.
Drivers won. That means Christian pays 20 to the
Sorry, Christian.
Make Mike Dirk
St.
pay it
Jude's.
all. We're just,
I'm gonna steal $30 worth of goods tomorrow. That's all it's telling me. Cruise with a Z dot.
Oh, Christian, I hope your wife gets a good video on that. That'll be great to
I hope
see.
so.
Get the one.
Put one of those.
Yeah, she'll
He has
have
no
straight-
idea.
Santa Claus pockets.
He walks in, Mike's having a meltdown in the back over a detention. He's trying to get
With a cheek like this big from
Yeah. yeah,
Poor guy doesn't deserve this treatment.
Yeah.
Where you can get a $5 a month Florida load instead.
Mhm.
When they're-
So check this out. I have an example of driver F. We're just going to call him driver F. That's for fuel fail. So I'm going to compare some numbers. And then I'm going to compare the same numbers with Ray, how he would drive the same truck. Because this is real important when you're spending this kind of money every week on fuel and you're not making any money. This is why. So driver F drove 2,132 miles and his fuel cost was $2,600. So if you figured out how much his fuel cost per mile, it's $1.22. That's really high. And Ray, we talked about it a week or so ago, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, that your fuel surcharge this week, guys, what was it, 73 cents?
Just turned 73. Yeah.
Just turned 73. It was 76. Ray, you were probably what, 85 to 90 cents?
About 90
somewhere?
cents.
Yeah, so 90 cents. So this cost to go down the road is $1.22. 2,132 miles, fuel cost of $2,600. It's $1.22 per mile. Average speed. Can you throw up that screen share?
Yep.
Okay. And we pulled this up pretty much the whole. This isn't the whole week. This is pretty. Well, how many miles was that, Austin? Roughly half the week.
Talking about the map, right?
Yeah, the map.
See that?
So there's no denying, where you're burning it up. We went back and looked at all. I see all the red things. He's going 75 miles an hour, which is the truck is governed at that. So just pretty much blatantly, I don't care what I spend in fuel. I'm just going to drive as fast as the truck will go. Pretty much all the way up from South Texas to Michigan.
Yeah.
How many days and how many stops?
He had plenty of time on this. There was no problem. There was 2 stops on this load. But this was 2 loads, wasn't it? I'm sorry. Yeah, it was 2 loads linked together. But
just in defense of driver F, I was just wondering if he sped, he would make that delivery versus laying over and not taking his time. That's all.
He got to go home down at the bottom. So we routed him to where after the second stop, he was like 80 or 90 miles from home. Mm-hmm. And then he went through the house, got a little time at home, and then on up. Okay. So approximately 4 3/4 miles per gallon is what he averaged. 4 3/4 miles per gallon.
That's just throwing money away.
It is. I mean, $2,600 in fuel on 2,100 miles. And this, I'm just going to keep it real because I've talked to him blue in the face about it before the fuel jumped up. We've had these conversations. So the reason we can compare it this way, because driver F was driving Ray's truck that he drives while Ray was on vacation for a couple of weeks. And I was putting a clutch in a truck that's mine. So it worked out. However, he didn't make nowhere near the money because, it all went to fuel. So Ray, let's talk about you running this truck. How many years have you had that truck, Ray? It's been paid off for a couple of years.
I've had it for about 6 years now.
6 years. So he knows the truck very well. Average, because right now you got a problem with your APU. So you're getting about 6.2?
Yeah, average about 6.2.
About 6.2 because he's got to idle for at night because his APU went out until he gets home to get it fixed. 2,132 miles, 6.2 miles per gallon. Fuel cost for Ray would have been $1,963. So you see the difference of about almost $700 for the week.
Yeah.
Average speed Ray drives is 62 to 65. He's never late. I will tell you guys, Ray's never late. And he's been with us for 8 or 9 years. He's never been late unless something broke or he was detained. It's not because he couldn't make his load, because he goes 62 to 65. He takes care of his equipment. He's paid it off. He maintains his own equipment. And so he's not going to beat it up. And he doesn't want to put $700 extra a week in his fuel tank, which is $2,800 a month. Ray could pay for 2 trucks with that kind of money. Yeah. Right, Ray?
Yeah.
Yeah. His truck payment, I remember your truck payment was like $1,200 a month, wasn't it? 12,
yeah, it
13?
was.
Yeah.
It was.
And then your second truck now, it's close to that, maybe a few $100 more.
It's $1,500.
Yeah. So if you had 2 truck payments like that, Ray, you don't have any more because you paid it off. But if you had 2 truck payments, you could pay your truck payments just by what you saved in fuel for this example.
Yeah.
And when you put it in perspective like that, almost $3,000 a month difference. I mean, I don't know, man. What do you think, Christian? It's mind blowing to me.
I think it's a salary, Russ. I think that's exactly what it is a salary, $3,000 a month. I mean, it's not a large one, but it sure beats minimum wage. Ray could pay somebody next to him to do all of his work every day, all this paperwork. Not that
just
it's legal,
ride with him,
clean his truck, wash it. You know,
the lumper,
prepare him meals in the truck, and he'd still be ahead. You know,
yeah. We had a guy. I know he watches the show. We're all friends, Ray, but he had a buddy that he picked up for about a month, and he was his personal lumper, and I guess that's what he did. He paid him to go in and take care of his paperwork and all that.
Yeah, he would go into the office for him. He wouldn't have to do anything.
We could figure out who's on the truck. Like, who?
But I just wanted to get some opinions here. I know we're
there was something else I think Austin wanted to add to that.
Yeah. Do you have a mic, Austin? Or pull it up.
Yep.
Pull it up.
Yeah.
There you go.
Fueling locations where driver F was fueling, he wasn't getting the discounts.
Yeah. So, and then he's feeling that he's not even paying attention to where we get the biggest discount, or any of the three places, the big three that we are getting a discount. He was actually fueling at the one that we get the least when he did go to the big three. I don't know,
but he gets a free shower. So.
Yeah.
But it'd be a perfect time for me to give my day in history right now.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. This day in history, after 86 days of gushing oil into the Gulf of Mexico, several attempts made to contain it, BP caps the oil leak. So maybe, he can cap the fuel leak, start filling where he needs to.
Well, we are capping the oil or the fuel leak because things are going to change. You can't just
they're not going to have to cap that now. The EPA's gone. So.
Well, I'm just going to put it to you like this, and I'm one of the most fair guys that you could work for. But if you blatantly don't give and you might have to air horn that, but if you don't blatantly don't, and you're going to cost me that much when I've really taken care of you, and I'm not saying me and this driver have an issue. We don't. I'm done talking about it. And so we're going to have a whole different setup going forward. And the one thing I want to bring up, I mean, it's $3,000, man, a month. That's just, and this example, there's no lying about this. This is Ray's truck. He knows it. He's drove this truck for 7 years, 7 years. Ray told him, he said, when he let him use the truck for those 2 weeks, this is one of the weeks, Ray said, because Ray and I talked about it. I said, he's going to go 75 everywhere he goes. And he told him, he goes, this truck's probably never went 75. He said, so, this is what I do. And this is what, that went right out the window. What'd he tell you, Ray, at the end?
Oh, no, that was because my cruise control's not working. So he goes, I don't know how you keep it at 65.
So I just go floor it.
It's really easy. I look at the dial, and when it has to 6 and a 5, I stop. Yeah.
Henry Albert would be freaking out right now.
But you know what, though? I had my other driver in this truck for a couple of weeks, too, because his truck broke down. We had to just
I remember that.
His truck. And I didn't tell him it wasn't governed. I completely forgot to tell him it wasn't governed at all. And one day I looked at so I get a call from another driver, and he says, "Hey, your truck is going down the road doing 80 miles an hour."
Oh, wow.
I'm like, really?
I didn't see that overspeed violation. That one must have got overlooked.
So I got a call. Yeah, I got a call from somebody else, but they were looking at, because he's on the Live 360, right? So they were looking at him, and I got a call from another driver saying, "Hey, he's driving your truck like over 80 miles an hour." Like, what the hell? I'm like, and he actually told me, he fessed up. I didn't ask him. He actually called me up and said, "Hey, how come you didn't tell me your truck wasn't governed? I was just flooring it. Next thing you know, I'm passing up four-wheelers on the road." And that's when he realized it wasn't governed.
Once he hit 100, he's like, this thing doesn't stop. Come on, drivers. We don't need to waste that kind of money. Right?
But I think with your... Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say that's what... But he did fess up and say that he did call me and say, "Hey, I didn't know your truck wasn't governed. I wasn't paying attention. I was actually hitting over 80.
Yeah.
So he did call me and tell me, and I said, "Hey, just keep that foot off the pedal, man."
And in his defense,
it'll do it.
Maybe he did it that one time when he was in your truck, Ray, but in his defense, he's pretty good about, speed now. I know that
he's doing better. He
does a lot better, and he's paying attention. He doesn't want to throw away your money just into the fuel tank because he likes to go fast. What were you going to say, Christian, about this?
Is he a net driver? And I don't want to get in the pay structure and everything if that's a conflict, but generally speaking, a good rule of thumb is your paycheck becomes effective when you do. And in this particular case,
it's gonna be changed.
Okay.
I hope this is the first. I actually have to have that conversation in the next day or two. So hopefully before
show comes out Friday.
Yeah, or if you're watching this,
tomorrow,
enjoy. Yeah. So, no.
Hey, and my
good.
driver is a net driver, and he does a lot better. And he realizes that the faster he drives, he's getting less money. So he is taking his foot off the pedal.
Well, it provides buy-in, right? I mean, it's buy-in. Your habits mean that it affects your income. There's nothing greater than that. That's the reason why most guys are owner operators.
I'll take the blame on this one because back when fuel wasn't, last year and the year before, I mean, his driver's been with me a while. And, I always said something. I even said something to his wife and had her staying on him about fuel. And I was griping about his fuel being $1,700 a week. And, we can do better. And I knew we could with the price of fuel then. But it just went in one ear and out the other. He'd do it for 45 minutes, maybe a day. And then right back to going 75. But honestly, I didn't really. He's a great driver. He does a lot of extra things like maintenance wise on the truck. I can order parts, have him put it on, and it's saved that way. But how much are you doing of that versus, throwing away, like in this example, $3,000 a month? And I'll be honest with you, he's ran more miles. He did go home during this. And so typically he'll run 2,700 miles for me. And so you can imagine that savings would be more than $700 a week, more than $2,800 a month. But I will take the blame on this because I've let it. We made money years past, and it's my fault. It's poor communication on my part. Maybe I just did.
Well, you're managing a lot of other things.
Yeah. He's a really good guy, man. It's hard. It is hard, man. I'm not.
He's not a percentage driver though.
Yeah.
He doesn't get a percentage of the net. So, but now we got to change. I mean, I can't lose money because he has to go 75, and that's what's been happening since the fuel went up.
Yeah.
Fuel doubled. So, I mean, we all know that.
Yep.
I will say this though. I mean, in his defense, man, it's hard for a lot of people. And until it starts hitting you in the pocketbook is really when you're going to make a change.
Well, right. And I'm not, don't get me wrong. I am not mad. I just have no choice from a business perspective. I have to do something, the pay structure has to change, and I want him to make money, but it's going to be up to him now.
Yeah.
If you want to make the same money, this is I'm telling you what you got to do.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, let's say he's a really good guy. He helped me out,
He helped
me out, and we helped him out. We helped each other out,
and he's a friend too.
I mean, he's a really good guy. Just like I said, that's one of the hardest things for people to understand is, slowing down the truck can be very effective in your fuel in your pocketbook. Without any modification, slowing down is the cheapest thing you can do.
Yeah, for sure. I'm putting it out there. If I make mistakes, you guys are welcome to point them out to me. And I did take the blame because I have not trained him, as a company driver for me specifically over the years. I just said, okay, well, we're making money. He's making, and he is my friend. I'm friends with his wife and him. And, if I need something fixed, I mean, we'll take it to my mechanic or whatever. But if it's something minor and, I can order a part and he'll pick it up when he comes through, he'll do it himself. He's a really, really good guy. It's just, and I know we've talked in the past about he wants to become an owner operator one day and have me sell him a truck, let him buy one of ours. And I told him I'll do that, but you got to get this stuff down first. You really do, or I'm just setting.
Or you'll never see a clear title to a truck.
Yep. Yeah, and you're just set up to fail. Yep. So that's what I had. That's what I had. Drivers, pay attention to your fuel. Pay attention to how much money you're putting in there or in your pocket.
Slow down.
Slow her down.
Well, when you first started, Russ, I thought you was talking about me.
Oh, I can go into you next week, Jim.
But then I seen all the 75 mile an hour, and I said, no, that's not me.
No, that's not you.
How about how Jim Mackey threw a grenade into his engine bay?
Yeah. But hey, guys, it's been a good show. Christian, you got anything else to follow that up with?
That's it. Can't wait to see Doty. I got a 12-hour drive ahead of me tonight.
Excited.
And I'll make sure.
I wish I could be a mouse in the corner.
Oh, you don't have to worry about it.
Amy,
I'll have Amy going first, because he doesn't,
degrees there tomorrow. Yeah.
probably wouldn't recognize her. She's changed her hair color too, so a little easier. And,
Johnny Five, did he have anything?
I was just going to ask about Meadowlark. Do your drivers actually pay their IFTA, but Meadowlark does the paperwork on it?
Yes.
Or okay, for anybody that is in that situation where you have to own what IFTA you have to pay. Do the math. I try and do it every quarter. I know Ray tries to get the national map with the IFTA prices for each state.
Johnny, you've texted that to me before a couple of times in each quarter.
Yep, I've been slacking for this quarter.
And
I
do have the new one. I forgot to send that to you guys. Actually, Michael, my driver, found it for me.
Yeah.
I couldn't find it. He found it for me. So I'll send it to you guys.
Yeah, text it to me too, Ray. And keep that in mind. Like, Johnny, you're bringing up a good point. It's, you don't want to be a dollar chasing a dime. You want to be the dime chasing the dollar. You want to, pay attention to the all those little things add up. And if you can save this on fuel, and if you can save this, on other things, it's going to make a difference. So keep that in mind when you're.
I got some big hopes when I get my truck back.
Yeah, I got some big hopes for you.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing that happened.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But we always got your back, Jim. You've been a great partner.
I know. And thank you very much.
So, guys, have a great week. Keep the shiny side up. Ian, you got anything else?
No.
We're out. With that, go Browns, go Guardians, and go Cavaliers. And Kumar.
Go Knowles.
Oh, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe.
He's on vacation. We'll give him comment, like, and subscribe. Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and
Facebook, Instagram.